Wong Han was racing through the city on his red motorcycle. His phone buzzed. He answered. A woman's voice spoke. She said she was pregnant, and the baby was his. He frowned. He told her he was busy, called it a scam, hung up. Then he twisted the throttle and disappeared into traffic. Later, he arrived at the XX food delivery center. The drivers were outside gossiping. One of them was ranting about something. Wong Han asked what the noise was about. The heavyset co-worker said the Su family's daughter was marrying the richest man's son. Wong Han didn't care. Then a photo was shown. A beautiful woman, elegant, refined, untouchable. The co-worker complained it was a waste, said she was marrying an ugly, useless heir. Wong Han looked closer and froze. He knew that face. Before he could stare longer, the phone was snatched away. Then it hit him. She wasn't just some rich girl. She was the drunk woman from a month ago, the one who stumbled into his hotel room, the one who called him today. And suddenly, he wasn't so sure. It was a scam. 1 month earlier, a hotel hallway. Suchi staggered forward, her vision blurred. She suspected Chin Hao had drugged her drink. She was trying to reach room 809, but she misread the number. She found a door slightly open and walked inside. Inside the room, Wong Han was drinking alone, frustrated, defeated. He had been told his aura was too intense, too overwhelming, so he had settled. A delivery job, a quiet life, or so it seemed. Then the door opened. Suchi stumbled in, collapsed onto his bed. She looked up at him. Her face flushed. She asked who he was, asked for help, said her head was spinning, said she felt unbearably hot, even drunk. Wong Han was stunned by her beauty. Was this real, or was he dreaming? The liquor bottle fell beside him, and the night changed everything. Back to the present. Fatty snapped his fingers in front of Wong Han's face. The drivers were laughing, mocking him. They reminded everyone of his stories. International movie stars, arms dealing, elite Beijing families. Fatty smirked. He asked if Wong Han was about to claim he slept with the Su family's daughter too. Laughter exploded. But Wong Han stayed calm. He lit a cigarette and said quietly, "Sometimes the truth hides in plain sight." Then, a red luxury sports car pulled up. Silence. The door opened. A high heel stepped out. Suchi, poised, elegant, radiant. The drivers stared. One recognized her instantly. It was the Su family's daughter, standing in front of a delivery center. She walked straight to Wong Han and asked, "Why haven't you been answering my calls?" The laughter died. Wong Han shrugged, said he hadn't noticed. Asked what she wanted. She looked him in the eyes and said, "I'm pregnant. The baby is yours." The drivers exploded. Shock, screaming, disbelief. One swore he would never call Wong Han a liar again. Even Wong Han blinked in confusion. He asked if she was certain. She told him to come to the hospital and prove it. Inside the car, the tension was heavy. He asked again if the baby was his. She asked why she would lie. He straightened, said if it was his, he would take responsibility. She laughed coldly, said he was just a delivery driver. How could he support her? He leaned back, said honest work wasn't shameful, said he would handle it. She reminded him she was part of the powerful Su family in Jiangning. He dismissed status as meaningless, annoyed. She slammed the accelerator. The car jolted forward. He shouted, asked what was so special about the Su family. They arrived at the hospital. She warned him not to speak lightly. If her family found out, he would pay dearly. He answered without hesitation. If the child was his, he would stand by her. She led him inside, stopped at a door, operating room. His stomach dropped. She said she was going in. He realized. She meant to end the pregnancy. He grabbed her arm, told her money wasn't the issue, said he would find a way. A nurse approached. She told Suchi it was time. Suchi looked at Wang Han. Her expression was calm, unreadable. Then she gently pulled her arm free and walked into the operating room. The door closed. Wang Han stood there, helpless. Inside, Suchi lay on the operating table, bright lights above her. A surgeon asked if she was ready. Another prepared a syringe. "Relax," they told her. She closed her eyes. Her breathing slowed. The needle moved closer, closer. And just before it touched her, her hand shot up. "Wait!" Silence filled the room. Outside, Wang Han sat slumped in the waiting area, head lowered, fists clenched. He believed he had already lost. If she truly did not want the child, he had no right to stop her. And for the first time, he felt powerless. The door opened. She walked out. Unchanged. He stared, asked how it was already over. She said she was tired, told him to drive her home. On the way, he received a call. A bidding event at Jian Tower. The old man wanted him there. Linking Yan was on their side. Wang Han acknowledged calmly. A different side of him revealed, one Suchi didn't know about. They arrived at the Su estate. She told him to leave. He noticed she looked pale. Offered to walk her in. She refused. Then, her heel caught. She fell. He moved instantly. Caught her. Called her clumsy. She pinched him hard. He yelped. But then, he lifted her into his arms, carried her inside, set her gently on the sofa, wrapped her twisted ankle, told her to stop moving. Then two women entered. Her mother and her best friend. Shock filled the room. They demanded an explanation. Suchi calmly said her boyfriend was helping her. Silence. Her mother pointed at Wang Han and demanded to know, "Is this man really your boyfriend?" Yang Huimin was stunned. Her daughter's announcement left her reeling. Anger rose first, then disbelief. She demanded to know what was going on and who that delivery man was. A long silence followed. Suki forced a smile. She said she had only been joking. She claimed she twisted her ankle and that the man had simply helped her inside. Yang Huimin exhaled. Relief flickered across her face. Then frustration replaced it. She scolded Suchi for frightening her. She reminded her she was about to marry into the prestigious Qin family. She could not afford mistakes. Not now. Wang Han had stayed silent, but the contempt in her voice did not go unnoticed. He asked calmly, "What was wrong with being a delivery driver?" Yang Huimin scoffed. Her expression hardened. She called him low class, a nobody, someone trying to climb far above his station. She told him to keep dreaming. The insult landed. Hard. Wang Han's eyes darkened. Anger flashed across his face. Before it could escalate, Suki stepped in. She thanked him for helping her, told him he could leave now. Her voice was steady, controlled. Wang Han gave a short nod. Then he turned away. But someone was watching. Lin Shuifu, Suki's best friend. Her gaze followed him with quiet thought. The moment he disappeared, Yang Huimin's tone changed, cold. She told Lin Shuifu to take Suchi to her room. Then she ordered a servant to wipe the floor, where the filthy delivery man had stood. Later, inside her room, Lin Shuifu helped Suchi sit down. The door closed. Silence lingered. Then, the question came. What was really going on between her and Wang Han? Suki tried to deny it. She said there was nothing at all. Lin Shuifu didn't believe her. She said she wasn't blind. The way Suchi looked at him, that wasn't nothing. Suchi hesitated. Her composure cracked. And finally, she confessed she was pregnant with Wang Han's child. Lin Shuifu froze, then exploded. Pregnant? She repeated it again. Pregnant? Of all people. Why him? Why a delivery driver? Suki lowered her gaze. She said she had been drinking that night. Too much. She called it a mistake, a fluke. Lin Shuifu pressed harder. What was she going to do? Did she think she could hide this? From the Qin family? From the entire city? Suki's voice steadied. She said she had decided. She was keeping the baby. Lin Shuifu stared at her, as if she'd lost her mind. Suki tried to reassure her. She said she had spoken to Wang Han. He promised he would take responsibility. Lin Shuifu's expression darkened. She told Su Qi to wake up. She was the daughter of the Su family, not some ordinary girl. Wang Han was unworthy. And if the Qin family found out, the consequences would be devastating. Su Qi raised her hand. Enough. She said she would handle it. She would figure it out. Then, she changed the subject. Why was Lin Shuifu back in Yangning? Lin Shuifu explained. Her grandfather had come to meet an important figure and attend a major bidding event that night, so she came along. Suki barely reacted. Her indifference irritated her friend. Then, a shift. Lin Shuifu's eyes sharpened. She leaned closer and whispered a solution. If the secret ever got exposed, Suki could claim Wang Han forced himself on her. The room went cold. Suki recoiled. She called it disgusting. An awful idea. She refused. Meanwhile, Wang Han walked alone through the villa district. He pulled out his phone. No taxis, not in this neighborhood. Then, a sleek black car stopped beside him. The door opened. A silver-haired man stepped out. Sharp suit, measured steps. He addressed him respectfully. "Young master." Wang Han's eyes narrowed slightly. The man introduced himself. Linking Yun, president of the Zhuang Chamber of Commerce. He said he had come to escort him to the bidding event. The pieces fell into place. His grandfather had mentioned this. So it was true. The hidden connection. The power behind the curtain. Wang Han gave a small nod. But before the event, he needed a shower and a proper suit. Linking Yun bowed slightly. It would be arranged. Immediately. The car door opened. Wang Han stepped inside. The limousine drove off. Silent, luxurious, untouchable. The bidding event was packed. Wealth, influence, power filled the air. And then, Wang Han arrived, transformed. The delivery jacket was gone. In its place, a tailored black suit. Sharp, precise, controlled. He stood near a window, calm, observing. Then, a familiar voice, Lin Shuifu, in a white evening gown, elegant, striking. She walked toward him, her expression full of disdain. She asked what a delivery driver was doing here, at an event like this. Before he could respond, she assumed, maybe he was working part-time, serving drinks, carrying trays. She grabbed his arm, pulled him aside. In a quiet corner, she faced him directly. Suki was pregnant. Because of him. Her voice sharpened. If he didn't take responsibility when the child was born, he would regret it. Wang Han blinked, stunned. He thought. She had gone through with the procedure. At the hospital, Lin Shuifu snapped back. "No!" Suchi kept the baby. The words hit. Hard. Wang Han whispered her name. Suchi. She didn't go through with it. Lin Shuifu misread his silence. She saw hesitation and pressed her heel down, hard, onto his shoe. Pain shot upward. He winced. She turned away. Satisfied, an announcer's voice echoed. The bidding was about to begin. Wang Han stood still, processing. She kept the baby. She chose him. A new urgency filled him. He needed to finish this quickly, then find her. A woman approached. Professional, composed. She greeted him respectfully. "Young master." She introduced herself. Liu Yua, his new assistant, assigned by Chairman Linking Yun. Wang Han nodded once. It was time. They walked forward together, their presence commanding. A stout man stepped forward, flashy, smug, mustache perfectly groomed. He announced, the Qin family would take the new district project. No one should interfere or face consequences. This was Qin Lei, eldest young master of the Qin family. Wang Han asked quietly. Who was he? Liu Yua explained. One of the richest families in Jiangning, their strongest rival. Wang Han's expression remained calm. Could someone like that really compete? Liu Yua added, the Qin family planned to win the project, then leverage their marriage alliance with the Su family to solve their troubles. The Su family. Everything connected. Wang Han remembered his co-worker's rant. Miss Su, married off to a trashy rich heir. Now he understood. Qin Lei was Su Qi's fiancé. A shadow crossed his face. Her engagement, her family's troubles, this bidding war, all intertwined. Lot 053, the new district. Qin Lei raised his paddle. 5 billion. Gasps filled the room. The Qin family was serious, untouchable. With the upcoming marriage, who would dare challenge them? Silence lingered. Then, Wang Han lifted his paddle. 6 billion. The ballroom froze, then erupted. Who was he? Was he insane? Did he not know who he was opposing? Across the room, Qin Lei's smile vanished. His jaw tightened. His knuckles turned white. He glared across the crowd. Demanded to know who the hell he was. Qin Lei raged. Wang Han stayed calm. 6 billion. Silence. The confrontation had begun. Qin Lei exploded in anger. But Wang Han didn't react. He calmly reminded him, this was an auction. The highest bidder wins. Was there a problem? Qin Lei's face twisted with rage. He demanded to know if Wang Han hadn't heard him. The Qin family wanted this project. Wang Han answered evenly. He heard him perfectly. But what did that have to do with him? The room fell into whispers. Who was this man, daring to challenge the Qin family? Qin Lei raised his paddle. 700 million. Without hesitation, Wang Han countered, 800 million. The tension thickened. Qin Lei stormed forward. He leaned in close, declared that in Jiangning City, the Qin family was the law. Then he shouted 900 million and dared Wang Han to keep bidding if he had a death wish. Wang Han laughed softly. 1 billion. Silence. Public humiliation burned through Qin Lei's pride. He snapped, he screamed threats, and threw a wild punch. Too slow! Wang Han moved like a blur. He dodged, and with one clean strike, sent Qin Lei flying. Qin Lei crashed down, crying out in pain. Wang Han looked at him coldly. Did he really think he could handle this alone? 2 bodyguards rushed in. The fight lasted seconds. A kick, a strike, another blow. Both men collapsed. Qin Lei staggered upright, clutching his bruised face. He shouted that Wang Han had a death wish. Wang Han smirked. He reminded him he was the one doing the hitting. A final kick sent a bodyguard flying. The man landed directly on his boss. Both knocked unconscious. The ballroom was silent. Wang Han stood calmly in the wreckage, then turned to the auctioneer. Was anyone else bidding? The auctioneer stammered. No. No other bidders. The project was his. He turned to Liu Yua, told her to sign the documents, transfer the funds. He had urgent business. With a casual wave, he walked out. In an opulent chamber, Lin Zuifu stood before her grandfather, Lin Qing Yun. She asked why he had summoned her so urgently. She had missed the auction. Her grandfather warned her to behave carefully. Their guest was arriving, and he still didn't understand this man's temperament. She scoffed. What kind of big shot? made her grandfather so cautious? An aide entered. The auction had ended. Lin Qingyun asked, "Did the Qin family win?" No. Someone else had taken it. Lin was stunned. Impossible. Who would dare? Her grandfather calmly replied the very person they were waiting for had arrived. She checked her phone, called him arrogant, then decided she needed to inform her friend, Nanan. As she walked down the hallway, lost in thought, she collided into someone hard. She looked up and froze. Wang Han. Again. She snapped at him, called him a stinking delivery driver, told him to watch where he was going, then turned away, continuing her call. Wang Han said nothing. He simply watched her leave. Unreadable. He entered to meet Lin Qingyun. The old man greeted him respectfully. Wang Han confirmed the auction was handled, then casually asked about the woman he had just bumped into. Lin Qingyun introduced her, his granddaughter, unmarried. He praised her, mentioned she admired Wang Han, had always wanted to meet him. Wang Han sighed, told him to give it a rest, then changed the subject. He asked about Su Qi. Lin Qingyun explained she was the Su family's most outstanding daughter, but overshadowed. The family favored sons. The Qin family had planned a marriage alliance after winning the project, but that plan was now delayed. Wang Han asked more about her life, her relationships. Lin Qingyun said she was strict, stubborn, and had never had a boyfriend. A knowing smile formed on Wang Han's lips. His phone rang. "Su Qi," he answered smoothly. Said he had just been thinking about her. She asked if he had time. She wanted to see him. He agreed immediately. Asked for her location. He stood to leave, told Lin Qingyun to report back. As he walked out, the old man made one last attempt. His granddaughter had graduated from the Royal Academy in London, just like Wang Han. He dismissed it. Another time. A park overlooking the city. Su Qi sat alone, thoughtful. Moments later, a red motorcycle pulled in. Wang Han, now in a sharp suit. He sat beside her, placed an arm around her, got straight to the point. She didn't need to worry about the child. He would support them. If she wanted to marry, they could register any time. His promise was firm. She smiled faintly, asked if he could afford it. He looked into the distance. What couldn't he afford? She raised her wrist, her watch. Did he know its cost? He answered calmly. Pasha de Cartier, 42 millimeter, 18-karat rose gold, 352,000. She was stunned. She asked how much he made in a year, how many years, to afford that one watch. He told her not to worry about money, encouraged her to keep the baby, promised they would never lack anything. She rolled her eyes, asked if he ever stopped bragging. Her phone rang. Her mother, demanding she come home immediately. Qin Hao was waiting to discuss the wedding. Su Qi acknowledged quietly. She asked Wang Han to take her home. He smiled. It would be his pleasure. She climbed onto the motorcycle. During the ride, she leaned against him, eyes closed, peaceful. They arrived at the Su estate. She announced her return. Her mother, Yang Huimin, appeared. Irritated. Qin Hao had been waiting. Su Qi said she had gone for a walk. Yang Huimin noticed Wang Han. Disapproval flashed across her face. Why bring someone home when her wedding with Qin Hao was approaching? A stout man stood from the sofa, smiled smoothly, introduced himself. Qin Hao, second young master of the Qin family.